Hi math friends, today we're looking at a study guide for our two-step equations. So let's check out how we did. So these are the basic two-step equations, and we always have to remember to separate both sides of the equal sign with the line. And then we're going to do the inverses, so we need to locate the variable. Here's the variable. What's happening on this side? There's a minus 12. The inverse would be plus 12. So if you did the wrong inverse, make sure that you correct it from watching this. So I get 36 over here. Other side, those 12s are gone. I only have 4h. And then the last step is I'm going to divide by 4 because that's the inverse of multiplying by 4. And I get h equals 9. Showing my work on number 2. The thing that's different here is, the variable's on the other side, but we still pay attention to where the variable is. This one has some decimals. We still do the opposite. The opposite of minus 3.5 is plus 3.5. So when we do that, I get 18. Over here we have 2x. So we're going to divide by 2, divide by 2, and we end up with 9 equals x. Try to keep the variable on the side that it's on because that will be important with other skills as well. All right, let's check out these two as well. Again, line down the middle. Opposite of minus 7 is going to be plus 7. So I do that here, I get 99 equals 22x. And then I'm going to have to divide by 22. And when we divide, we get x is 4.5 or 4.5. That's our answer. You got a decimal, it's still right. Okay, trust your instincts and trust the hard work you've been doing. Over here, I have 5x plus 12x. Remember, I have to put those together first. So that's 17x minus 5. So all I'm doing first is rewriting this, and then we can start doing inverses. So I'll do plus 5, plus 5. So I get 748 equals 17x. And now I need to divide by 17. Divide by 17. Wrote that kind of sloppy. If you make a mistake with how you're writing it, make sure you go ahead and fix that. So when you divide by 17, you get 44. All right, 5 and 6 here, so these have some fractions. However, look at the inverses the same way. First we'll add 1. So I get m over 11 equals 700. And then recall that the fraction means to divide. So the opposite of dividing, that's right, it's multiplying. So we're going to multiply by 11 on both sides. One way to show that is the dot with parentheses here. Let's extend this down. So m is 7,700. Number 6 here this is the last one with just the equation solving. So we'll have to do opposite of what we see, right? Minus 45.9 minus 45.9 . So when we do that, we'll be left with x over 5. And on the right side, negative 44 and 7/10, or negative 44.7. Since that's divided by 5, we do times 5. And again, I'll go ahead and extend this line down a little bit. I get x equals, I forgot to circle my answer over here. X equals, and we'll multiply by 5, get negative 223 and 5/10, or 223.5. Remember that negative sign needs to stay there too. All right, now for the word problems, we have to read these carefully. And when we draw our model, we're going to draw it carefully for each person in there too. So this says Joshua, Chris, and Alex bought a 50-piece bucket of McNuggets to share. Joshua had 10 more than Chris had. Alex had double what Joshua had. How much did each person eat? All right, so let's make our model here. So I'm looking at each person here. So I got Joshua, Chris, and Alex. They all have different first initials, so that helps me here. And we know that their total is going to be 50. All right, and then let's look at some other clues here. So I got Joshua had 10 more than Chris had. All right, so Joshua should be what Chris is plus 10. So I'm going to call Chris's starting point x, and Joshua should be x plus 10. Then it says Alex had double what Joshua had. So remember, to show double what somebody has, we're going to write exactly what they had and then do it again because it's double. So that means it happened twice. So we'll go ahead and fill these in. He has x plus 10 because that's what Joshua has, but he has double, so he has another x plus 10. This guy was hungry. Right, now we need to write an equation from this. So look at this. How many variables do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4x. And something to remember is that this line here in our model, this is the same as an equal sign. So I have 4x plus 30 because I have 10, 20, 30. That equals 50. So now we go ahead and solve this. Line down the equal sign, and then we start doing inverses. So minus 30 on each side. So I have 20. Over here I have 4x. And then we'll divide. So I divide by 4, divide by 4, and x is 5. So pause there for a minute too, because that's what x is. That's not what each person has. Remember to use this back here now. So x is 5. Each of these x's is now 5. Okay? So look at Joshua. Joshua has 15. Chris has 5. Alex has 5 plus 10 is 15. Plus another 15. He has 30. So we want to be able to write that in a sentence at the end here. And we'll make that font a little bit smaller so that we can read it. We're going to say Joshua ate 15 McNuggets. Chris ate 5. And Alex ate 30. Make that font a little bit bigger. So there's our final answer, and we're going to be proud of our work, right? And we're going to go ahead and circle that. And we are done then. Also make sure that it adds up 30 plus 5 plus 15, that is 50. All right, last one on this. It says, Kanaya, Sherlyn, and Gregory played a game of Just Dance on Wii. Sherlyn scored twice as much as Gregory. Kanaya scored 20 points more than Sherlyn. Altogether, they scored 3,455 points. How much did each person score? So I have an altogether, and I have different initials again, which helps. So here's the 3 people, and let's go ahead and see. They scored 3,455 altogether. Now let's see how they compare to each other too, right? So this says Sherlyn scored twice as much as Gregory. So I'm going to have Gregory here. Sherlyn's got double his. We don't know what it is though, so we'll use our variable. I like to use x. You can use whatever you want. Just be consistent. Last part here, Kanaya scored 20 more points than Sherlyn. So Kanaya's got to show what Sherlyn has first, and then 20 more. So she's got exactly what Sherlyn has, 20 more. So now we're ready to write our equation here. I have 5 x's, it looks like, plus 20 equals our total 3,455. So now we're ready to solve this as well. So I'm going to subtract 20. So I have 3,430 equals 5x. Switch colors here. Divide by 5. And then once we divide that, we get x is 686. Remember, this isn't the final answer. Look back at the question. How much did each person score? So this 686, this goes in for every time we have x. So I know Gregory's got 686, but Sherlin's got that times 2. So let's go ahead and figure out how much they have. We're going to say Gregory scored 686 points. Sherlin scored, and what's 686 plus 686? I get 1,372 points. And Kanaya scored, we add 20 to that, to what Sherlin had. 1,392 points. And that's our final answer. All right, helps to take a calculator, add those up again, and we should get exactly 3,430 points there. And we are good to go. So check in with this as you go along, recheck, play through this, pause, rewind. Use what you need to do to help yourself out, all right? Work hard.